Hi guys, Redneck Wannabe here. I hope all is well with you and your family today. So if you haven't gone to watch Jnull's fishing story video, go watch it. It's pretty good because we all have a fishing. We all have one that got away. So this isn't a fishing story per se, but this is what happened while I was fishing. So I used to live in Montana, and during the springtime, it's not unusual for a 20-foot creek, from bank to bank, a 20-foot creek, to be 60 or 80 foot just because of all the spring runoff. I remember when I first got up there, I'd grown up in Oklahoma and Texas, and when I first got up, my first time up there, we're driving over a mountain pass, and this is in June, and we're driving over a mountain pass, and there's still 3-4 foot snow drifts, and I just, to me, that just boggled my mind. I'd never been anywhere like that. So anyway, fishing, I was about 30 minutes from where I lived. I was about 30 minutes from being knee deep in a trout stream, and about 5 minutes from hunting ducks on a farmer's property. So where I lived, it was awesome. And so when I lived up there, it wasn't unusual for me to be fishing 3-4 times a month. So at least once a week I'd go fishing. And the place where I fished was it wasn't unusual to get 24-inch brown trout, especially during the spring, and so it was just great fishing. So I'll never forget, it was in June, and because I had just been married in May, and so I'm 4 or 6 weeks, I'm a newlywed, and the creek I went to all the time, and so I knew this creek, but every year the creek changed just because of the runoff. I mean, there would be millions of gallons of water flow through a creek in the springtime, and it would change the course like that. I mean, it was amazing. And during the summer, maybe a deep hole would be up to my waist, but in the springtime, man, it'd be 10-12 foot deep. And so during the summer, I could wade across, no big deal. And but this time it was just towards the end of the runoff season, and so the water was still running pretty fast, but not super fast, but really fast, and still pretty deep. And so anyway, so my buddy and I are fishing, and somehow we got on separate banks. So he's on this side, I'm on this side, and I think we're getting ready to leave, and so I need to get back on this side where my buddy is. And I didn't want to backtrack and go around to where I knew I could get across. And so a tree had fallen across the creek, an old dead tree. And so it's on bank to bank. And so now remember, when we're fishing, I have chest waders that come up to here because the water's especially during the springtime, it's cold. So here I am, I've got my fishing pole, and I'm crawling on all fours on this log. And I mean, the log was pretty big, and so I'm crawling on all fours across this log, and I put my hand on a branch, and it snaps, and I fall straight into that creek. And man, my heart just, the first thing I just thought about, man, I'm going to die. It was a scary feeling. And so when I fell in, my waders just filled up just like that, and so it took me straight to the bottom. And thankfully, where I was, it was, I'm almost 6'1", and where I was, it was maybe 6 foot, and so I was able to jump, but just the cold water. And just you just start panicking, and man, and I'll never forget, I looked up at my buddy, and his eyes are as big as saucers, and I'm sure I were too. But man, I can't swim because I've got the waders on, and they're weighing me down. But thankfully, and if you believe in coincidence, I don't, or happenstance, I just happen to be in maybe about 6 foot water, and so it comes up to here, and I jump up, and I'm able to catch my breath. And so man, I just fighting and crawling, and I finally get to the bank, and I pull myself up, and I was just exhausted. I mean, it just happened just like that. I mean, 30 seconds, a minute, I don't know what it was, But it happened just like that, and I just lay back on the bank, and I'm just, you know, huffing and puffing, and, you know, just unbelievable, and I'm just sopping, you know, from head to toe. And so it was funny because he drove his car up and I drove mine, and so we're in two different cars. And so, you know, after my brush with death, I'm like, man, I don't want to get my car all wet, so I just stripped down naked and I drive home naked. And so I just have a brush of death, and here I am driving home naked, just, you know, wet head to toe. I can just imagine what a cop would have done if he would have pulled me over. But anyway, so that's my fishing story. I wish I could say I caught a humongous fish, but I didn't. I just, you know, just got out just barely with my life. So anyway, I hope you got a kick out of that. I appreciate y'all. Y'all take care. Bye.